This is a mini video about one way to practice your spine alignment. And there are many reasons that you might want to practice your spine alignment. Your therapist or your other healthcare provider or your personal trainer may have given you a reason to practice this. There are so many, but here's one way. What we are doing with this exercise is you are trying to find your alignment on your hands and knees. That is a good thing because we are often in that position in our lives, or at least bending forward, and it's really good to know where our body is so that it can work properly, be the strongest, prevent injury. So here we go. This is a hands and knees, head to tail alignment practice. You're going to get feedback from some sort of a tool, either a pole. This is a broomstick. You can have the broom attached still, but it's better without, or a board. A 2x4 is really nice. This is a leftover piece of wood from some project. You probably have something lying around the house. You could use a yardstick, however, you want something with a little more weight. You have to be able to really feel this on your back to get the most out of it. This is giving you feedback. So you use the tool while you're on your hands and knees. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, in your best tabletop position. Imagine that you have a tail. It's a tail of any kind of animal you like. I'm going to go with a nice heavy prehensile monkey tail. And my monkey tail is going to reach out away from my head, reaching out long, 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 out past my heels, kind of down to the floor. I don't want it to tuck under. I don't want it to lift up. I want it to be heading out and very slightly downward. There is a string coming out of the very top of my head that is going to oppose that monkey tail, reaching long out of the top of my head. I don't want it to point up. I don't want my spine at my neck to bend. I want that to be long, and when it becomes long, it goes in line with the table of my back. And the top of my head, the crown, points directly away from my tail. Neither of them are pointing up too high, like camel pose in yoga, or down too low, like cat pose. But for this moment, we want to be a table. See if you can breathe in that position. Notice where your chin goes. Does your chin want to lift and do your eyes want to look forward? Try to remember that length in the back of your neck, the crown of your head reaching out. Are your shoulders near your ears? Let your shoulder blades slide down your back. Don't yank them down, just slide them down. That way your head can come out of them like a turtle out of a shell. Are you collapsing into your arms? Push the floor away like you're trying to propel yourself off your hands. Spread those hands wide. Reach your tail long. Reach your head long. Take some breaths. Make sure your face is looking at the floor. If you can't see your knees at all, your head is too high. Make sure your head is long. It will feel weird. Most of our heads are here or here. Allow yourself to feel lifted, like somebody was holding you. And you're just dangling down. Arms are heavy down. Legs are heavy down. Back is light as a feather, floating up to the ceiling. Somebody attached a balloon all the way down your back, head to tail, along the spikes if you had a dragon tail, and if you had spikes on your back like a dragon, if you had a helium balloon attached to all of those, they would lift toward the sky all together. Okay, once you have that set, you can use your feet to gently press into the floor along with your hands to turn on the muscles around your abdomen and your core, lower in your body as well as upper body, to help you keep that floatiness up to the sky. Now is when you use your tool. Take your tool, lay it along your spine. It should touch your tailbone down here, your middle back between your shoulder blades, and the back of your head, maybe. Some people's heads are just so tight and their necks are so tight they can't get the head back. That's okay. You're going to just imagine that it wants to get there. So first, place it on your tailbone. If it can't go on your tailbone, you might need to send your monkey tail or your other tail longer down toward the back end of the pole. If your middle back can't touch, that might be because you have too much arch, or maybe it's because your head is dropped too far forward away from the pole. So tailbone, middle back, back of head. You're taking your head and you're sliding it long out the top of the pole. You're taking your tail and you're sliding it down the other direction. You're breathing. You're pressing away with your feet and your hands. If we use the flat board, it doesn't tend to roll off. If you need somebody to put this on your back for you, go ahead and do that. It can be hard if your shoulders are sore. So with the board, it's nice. You can try to keep that contact. If your head can't quite make it, that's okay. Try your best. Mostly send your head out long and try to keep it as close, magnetized to that board or that pole as possible. Don't let the lower part of your body go away from the board. You should have a little space in between your low back and a tiny space in between the board and your neck. If you have super long arms like me, you might have to bend your elbows to keep the board from falling off. So there's your table. Rise up into it. Breathe. Anytime your head or your tail wants to come away, relax, breathe, and get longer. Send your tail long. Pull it down towards your heels. Pull, 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 pull that tail down. Pull that head. Allow it to be pulled out. And that's your practice.